What's good, people? It's the No More Black Tears podcast. Your gracious host, Caesar C's in the building. With me, I got.
We got a special guest again. We got OJ the Juice Man 706 in the building.
What it do?
And we got
Verteezy.
Yo, it's Verteezy.
So how y'all boys feeling, man?
feeling good, man. Fresh off work.
All right, man. So what we sipping on today?
Man, so we got a lot of shit tonight. We got that Casamigos, we got that Knob Creek, and we got that Henderson, man. We got tequila, bourbon in the house.
Okay, that sounds good, man. How's everybody feeling? All right. How's y'all week been?
Been a smooth week. Time to unwind.
Shit, been a long week, man. Shit.
All right. So let's get into it.
All right, y'all. We got two topics this evening. We got tears, no tears, and we're gonna bring out that "What's Wrong with These Hoes" segment. So earlier this week, I was watching Lakeith Stanfield talk about how a young actor was like, "Hey, I want you to be my mentor," and he was like, "Man, I ain't never even thought about being nobody's mentor." And I just want to pose to the fellas as black men that are still relatively young and all of us are successful. Have you had a mentor? And on top of that, have you thought to yourself, I need to go back into the community and mentor people underneath me? Juice Man.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. When it comes mentorship, it's funny you say that because I really didn't listen to my mentor. I have to say my father was my biggest mentor, and I didn't listen to him, and I regret it every day because it was just like me bucking the system, like he don't know what he's talking about, and I know that a lot of children think the same thing. He don't know what he's talking about. But I wish I would have listened to my father more because he dropped a lot of jewels on me, and I didn't appreciate it till I got older, and then time went out suddenly fast. It was a quick. So yeah, with my mentorship, what I do talk to the younger generation. I do a lot of times have a lot of people ask me questions, and I always try to give them the positive and the positive. I always try to give them the positive outlook on things. But at the same time, you got your cons, you got your pros and your cons. So I always try to like, well, yeah, I hear you complaining about this, but you could look at it in this way, in this light. It might help you reach your goals, or while you work for your goals, you feel better about it, and it keeps you on the right path. But yeah, I do work with the community and mentor a lot of young youth and adults. And it is what it is. It's just, I don't mind doing it because I like seeing our black people succeed.
C's, man, what about you?
And for me, man, it's like I've had a lot of mentors, whether it was like family, my dad and his brothers, my uncles, my mom's brothers, my uncles that's cousins, older people in my family around me, and then also when I was in the military, I had a couple of supervisors that were really good mentors, and the people that around, just around being on base, going to these like meetings where it's like lower enlisted meetings where, hey, you need to do this, hey, you need to do that, and then it's a lot of unintentional mentors, like just people I came across that just had good advice. Me myself, I don't really see myself as a mentor, but sometimes you got to take a step back and really look at like, damn, I'm in a position where I was looking at people like, damn, I want to be like him, or hey, I want to do what he does. So I don't actively go out and like seek the mentorship like title or duck, but when I come across somebody younger, it's like even at my job, it's like kids and soldiers. Hey, I see, I'm like, hey man, check out for this, check out for that. Somebody's like, hey, I got a kid going in the military. I'm like, hey, do this, do that. When I did recruiting duty for a couple weeks, I was like, hey, do this, do that. Just younger people coming across like, hey, maybe you should check out for this. But as far as going out in the community actively doing it, I don't really do it, but it is something that's needed and it's a necessary process. You're gonna come across a lot of people in life that you're gonna look back and be like, oh, I thought that was just, my older coworker, my older this, that, and they really, you look back at it as a mentor. So it's like, if you have the opportunity to mentor somebody, try to steer them in the right direction, give them good advice. At the end of the day, people are gonna do what they want to do, but it's like, hey, I did my civic duty, tried to explain something or help somebody out, and that's pretty much it, man.
I know for the most part, both of y'all touched on family and stuff like that. So I'm not even going to mention on my family because that's kind of the job title. Like if you related to someone to try to mentor them or whatever, because that's kind of like a seed that you have investment in. But like for me, I'll say playing sports. One of my coaches, he always kind of would try to give me life advice and try to guide me and stuff like that. Um, when I got in college, I had a professor. He was very passionate about the studies he was teaching, but he always kind of was like talking about the things that we as people should do in our communities, and that kind of guided me. And lastly, Rose and Juice Man, y'all been mentors to me the last couple of years, to be honest. The way y'all live and lessons that y'all try to teach me from y'all past experiences, things y'all went through and stuff like that. Um, Now, for me personally, I'm kind of like with you, C's. I never went out and actively sought to be someone's mentor, but I found myself in the last 5 years as I started getting closer to my 30s. Now I'm in my 30s, always having coworkers that are 18 and 19 and in their early 20s, and seeing them talk about some of their life issues and things that I've went through, and just telling them like, hey man, you might want to sit down and think about it like this, or I'm gonna be real with you, like that's not as deep as it is now. Like right now, like you breaking up with your girlfriend at 22 seems like the end of the world. You're gonna be 25 and you're gonna be like, man, who was that bitch that used to suck my dick? I'm just gonna keep it real.
True.
But I will say this though, I think it is important for us as black men, especially when we somewhat successful, we have families. I think it's important to give back to our communities and give out to especially young black men, because there's a lot of black men. I can't speak for y'all three, but it's the only one who actually grew up in a single parent household. There's a lot of black men that grow up without fathers, and they kind of need a big brother or a father figure in their life to kind of help them get through certain situations and guide through life. Because, hey, I've always heard this phrase: only a fool learn from your own mistakes. So if you can go out there and reach someone that's a little younger than you and tell them, hey, this how you might want to do it, or hey, this ain't that deep right now. Because me and MJH always talk about it. My favorite phrase to him when we hear about people committing suicide is, that's a permanent solution for a temporary problem. And as you get older, you will realize so many of the problems you deal with today are only temporary. And in 5 years, you're not even going to be worried about, man, I only had 200 in my bank account. Like you're going to be thinking, man, I only got 2,000 in my bank account. Like life comes at you very fast. Rose.
Yeah, so I've been mentors to people. I have had people ask me to mentor, but I think I mentor every day, seeing people, talking to people. I try not to do it as much as I used to, because the young folks nowadays, there are a lot of ignorant folks, and you don't want to try to get in their way. So I try to just stay in my lane now. But usually, if I would see people making a mistake or doing something, I used to say things to them, but now I just stay in my lane. As far as if you feel like you need a mentor, there's programs you can do, big brother, big sister programs. You can reach out to other programs. All you gotta do is search the internet for mentor programs. I know the Augusta Cigar Lounge is throwing a event, um, and they're going to like some of the proceeds is going to be for a mentorship program in the city. So, but I think it's a good idea for people to be mentors, but I think more I think more celebrities and basketball players, rappers, and things like that should be more conscious of what the things that they're saying, because most of the young kids that look up to them and see them. So if they were more conscious about some of the stuff that they put out in the airwaves, then a lot of things you wouldn't even really need mentors because they'll be learning from that because that's where they get all their bull crap from anyway nowadays. So I think they need to do a better job of that and maybe censor some of this bull crap that's be on TV. Because I know a lot of days they're trying to demasculate the men now with you see guys like Drake painting their fingernails and dudes wearing dresses and blouses and all that kind of feminine stuff. And so the young kids are seeing that stuff now and gravitating toward it. They're trying to take the black man away, just like they used to do before with the Section 8s and the housing authority. They don't want to see a strong black man anymore. It's crazy nowadays. But I think as long as everybody's looking in the mirror, that's the first place you get a mentor because the person in the mirror, you mentor that person and then you follow their actions and do what you're supposed to do. And it's always the same when you was growing up. You ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. Always be positive and treat people how you want to be treated. And if you're doing that, everything else usually falls in place. So and people that you're around, they'll go fall in place too. So that's how I feel about it.
And just to end the conversation, man, it really starts at home. It starts with yourself. It's like, hey, how can you take advice from somebody else when you ain't even taking your own advice? So, lead by example, lead with yourself. And then I had a real early experience when I was in fifth grade. I had a little period where I was wilding out. And as punishment, they made me go help out with second graders. And at first, I was like, man, y'all making me. I had to spend my whole recess for like 3, 4 months straight. I had to go to their time period and help them out. And it actually, as I got along, I actually started, being friends with some of the kids, and they would look up to me like, "Hey, man, hey, Carl, or hey, Sis, how you doing?" And I really had an experience early on, and just looking around. But it really starts at home with yourselves, and it's like just be conscious of what you do, and when you talk to people, try to put the best energy out there, the best advice, and consider what you're doing, like your conversation with people. But we're gonna end it on that.
So we back to TNT Dynamite. Boom.
Boom.
So
What we got tonight?
our first TNT is the Florida Board of Education, and I'm gonna let C's break this one down.
So basically, everybody knows Ron DeSantis, the current Republican governor of Florida. A whole lot of issues with the current, the whole state of Florida. Their congregational, their city level, state level. Basically, the Board of Education came down and said, we're going to teach, we're not going to teach critical race theory. Uh, we're going to teach Black history in the sense of how slavery was, in a sense, beneficial to the slaves. They learned life skills and things that are developmental for them. So, with the controversy surrounding just that statement and just how Florida's going through this, it's really detrimental to the whole American society of learning the atrocities and the bad things about slavery, the dark histories. They're really trying to whitewash it and really not make it seem as bad as it is. So that's pretty much what's going on with that, man. Bert, what's your thoughts on that?
Um, man, I would say I'm a lean till I got tears because from the videos I've seen and the stuff you was talking about, them trying to say that slavery was beneficial to slaves. Technically, I guess could be correct depending if how you want to define it. If you're trying to be ignorant,
Man, that's bullshit, man.
I mean, I think so too. But it technically could be correct. You could find, I guess, how they develop certain skills. But to me, the real gland point in the whole conversation is why are you trying to glorify something that was one of this nation's greatest black eyes? Like, why are we to the point where we can say, oh, the slaves learned this and they learned that? Yes, that may be true. But why can't we also say, but slavery also did set black people back X amount of time, and that's the reason why there's a population in this country that basically is so far ahead and all these other resources. Like, both can be true. And the sad part is you have a portion of America that's willing to say, how black people might have benefited from slavery, but they're not willing to say how it negatively impacted black people as well. And that's my biggest issue with what Florida Board of Education is trying to do. Juice man.
Sir, I really don't have much to say about this one because I feel like that they're wrong. They're wrong. They're wrong some more. I I can't. It's like that though, because in other states they teach not even racism. They teach the Civil War in different ways. Like in Mississippi, it's not called the Civil War. It's called the Northern Aggression. You know, so it's it's slowly changing. It's changing, but I feel like you say, it's not changing fast enough, and Florida's not helping with the situation. So that's become a problem. So Florida, you're a problem right now.
C's. Tears or no tears.
Man, it's tears, man. That's some bullshit, bro. It's like you gonna see other states follow suit, and it's really like trying to suppress the actual black eye and expose what happened at a dark period in American history. It's like, everybody's saying, "Oh, this is wokeism, this is this and that." It's really a code word for like we just don't want to teach what y'all talking about or what y'all feel. We just want to teach what, the good shit, American hoorah, real patriotism, real strong right shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's really some bullshit. Tears for that bullshit, man. Kill that, man.
Well, I ain't got no tears. I don't really care about it. Kids ain't learning nothing nowadays anyway in school, and they ain't teaching what they need to teach in school anyway. So it really don't even really matter, man. So I ain't got no tears for it. Kids are go to learn what they want to learn because they ain't learning in school. They learning from the internet. So as long as they got internet, they gonna learn what they want to learn, man. I ain't got no tears for it, man. Well, Vertizi, what we got up next?
There was this soldier in the military. He was facing disciplinary actions and decided to run to North Korea. Sees, can you explain that thoroughly?
So basically, it was a soldier stationed in Korea. He was facing disciplinary actions for, bar fights, things like that. He decided to bolt across the DMZ, that's the demilitarized zone. Basically, it's a standoff, the border between North and South Korea. As everybody knows, if you know Kim Jong Un, he's the communist totalitarian leader of North Korea. There's a lot of issues with North Korea and South Korea to this day. So basically, the face rather than face, from what everybody said, because it's still muddy and foggy, what actually happened is he decided to run across the border into North Korea. So that's pretty much it.
Um, yeah, I ain't got no tears. Good for him, man. Good for him. Good for him. If he felt like going to North Korea was gonna be better than whatever punishment he was gonna face from the military. Before the podcast, me and Juiceman was talking about it. Hey man, I think he's gonna be living good over there. I think he's gonna be straight. So good for him. Shout out to the passport bros that's trying to get their passports and go to North Korea to see some North Korean ass. So good for him.
Tears or no tears, Juice man.
No tears, nigga. You was crazy enough to go over there. Guess what? I hope the world's going crazy enough for you, man. We all got decisions. We all got consequences. Hopefully, he's not getting tortured. Hopefully, like my man Vert say, he getting a whole bunch of ass and Chinese chicken wings. Hey, you can't beat it. Man, it's a win-win.
C's. Tears,
Man,
tears.
hell no. No fucking tears for your dumb ass. Whatever you did probably wasn't equivalent to what you get now. It's North Korea. They probably beating his ass, got him in a dark dungeon somewhere. I mean, bro, you ain't Dennis Rodman, so you ain't playing 2K with Kim Jong Un and shooting free throws and shit. They beating your ass, and the next thing he's gonna end up being a bargaining chip for some shit with North Korea. So no tears for your dumb ass, man. It is what it is.
Yeah, I ain't got no tears for him either. I don't know what he was thinking, but if that's what he wanted to do, hey, it's all on him. He only could do what he want to do. So I ain't got no tears for him. I ain't about to shed none for him. And we about to move on to the next one. What we got up next?
Yo, so I was on TikTok and I saw this video where this group of teenagers, one black teenager, three white teenagers, they was all friends, and where it said tip, they wrote the word black. They had a black waitress handed to the black waitress. She then confronted them, asked why they put that there, and the black teenager folded and was like pointing at his white homeboy and said, "Hey, they told me to do that. I don't know. I guess they told me to do it because black people don't tip." Um, C's man, tears no tears for this situation.
Tears for the waitress because she had to face some bullshit that day. She's probably working hard, whatever. End of the day, I don't know, midday. I didn't see anybody's face, so that's another factor. I don't really know what the fuck really happened, but it's tears for the waitress because she had to go through some bullshit with some stupid ass teenagers. And it's like if the kid is black too, you in a group with your white friends and peer pressured you to fucking do some dumb shit like that. It's just like, come on, man. It's 2023. Still doing this stupid bullshit going on. So tears for the waitress, no tears for the dumbass white boys. If you're embarrassed and they recognize your voice or whatever, y'all deserve what y'all get, man. Y'all look bad. You make yourselves look bad. Fuck it.
Now I got tears, and it's more from a bigger perspective. We get these black people, or even people who may have kids with the opposite race, whatever. But we get these people who have black children moving to white predominant areas, do not try to go out their way to make sure their kids have black friends, and then now you have a black kid hanging with white people, forgetting that, my nigga, you black. Like, we see that over and over again when we see black kids grow up with nothing but white friends. And this is not saying that you cannot have white friends. But when you don't get to have friends that look like you, come from a background like you, deal with racism the way you deal with it, then you can be the butt of jokes like, oh man, you should put black down on this because, they say black people don't tip. Or you can have a situation where they make jokes about watermelon and fried chicken, and you just find it funny. Like, you don't see no racism in it. You just think it's completely funny because these your homies or whatever, and you've been conditioned to think this is just humor and stuff like that. And that's how you get some of these black people that will be sitting with their white friends and allow their white friends to say the N-word just all willy-nilly and not even thinking about this is the problem. Like you said, C's, I'm sorry for the waitress too, because I'm sorry for all the people who work in service industries. You got a lot of people who do dumb stuff. Hey, as far as the parents go, he should have been raised better than that. Like when they said that, you could say he was peer pressured. I'll say this. If he was raised the way he was supposed to be raised, he would have said, hey, nah, man, that's not what you do. Nah, I'm not, y'all can do that. I'm gonna leave $2-3 like I'm supposed to. Juice man.
I don't know. I don't get it. I really don't. Why ain't you just write down no tip? I don't get the black. Like, what the black supposed to mean?
Black people don't leave tips. That's what the black supposed to mean.
And see, that's hard for me. That's very hard for me because black people don't leave tips.
It's a running joke in the white community. That's why there have been studies with white waitresses and waiters. When they see black tables, they give them worse service than they give white tables because they've been conditioned to think that black people don't tip.
In what city? Because up north, some cities you have to tip. It's against the law not to tip. So I don't get where the no tipping thing comes from.
That's my point, Juice Man. It's been conditioned. This is not facts. Black people tip just like other races tip, but you have a group of people who just look at you just because you're African American, and they feel like you're not going to leave a tip.
Well, maybe I might not tip as well as the white dude, but hey, the white dude had 400 years of advantage. So yeah, he might tip $2 more than me, but bitch, I got a tip for you. It's called black. I don't know what the fuck. You know what I'm saying? I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, okay, I would have wrote black on it. I still would have get a bitch a tip. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Black tip means big tip because I got a big tip.
Nah,
I got a big tip on my dick, and like I don't get it.
Tip because I'm black.
Ah man, I don't know. It's confusing to me. I don't get it. I'm confused. I'm gonna let this one go.
Yeah, I got tears for the waitress, and I got tears for the kids that whoever they were that did it, because what should have happened was they need to get mollywopped when they walked outside for leaving that on the ticket. That's how I feel about it. I don't have no issue with the lady confronting them. I would have did the same thing. Like, what is supposed to mean? As far as I know, last time I checked, I was black, and I always tip. I can admit this. I do tip my sisters and my brothers more than other people. That's just how I am, because I like to support my people. But if somebody gave me good service, they go to get a good tip. And if somebody gave me bad service, they'll still get a tip. But it's not gonna be as good if you would have gave me better service, and it's not gonna be as good as my sisters and my brothers. So I got cheers for her. I ain't got no tears for them, but I do got tears. If they would have got beat up, I would have had tears of joy.
Hey, man. So, speaking of tips, I'm going to give y'all a tip. Don't take a charge for a nigga that you ain't married to. So, this next one, there was this dude who had a girlfriend. They got busted with drugs. She took the charge for him because she didn't have no priors. She got 2 years. He was in the apartment, took over her apartment, got a new girlfriend, got her pregnant. His current girlfriend is in prison for the charge that he should have took. Is finna get out in 2 months. And now he's trying to figure out how to break the news that not only is you no longer my girlfriend, I got another woman pregnant. Oh, when you come back, you got to find somewhere to live because now this is my apartment and this is my baby mama apartment now. Juice Man, tears no
Okay.
tears.
I got tears for the girl that took the charge. I know something about this. I got something to say about this one. That dude's a bitch ass nigga. If I catch him in the street, I don't know you, but I don't beat your motherfucking ass. Bruh, I done had a few girls take charges for me. And guess what I do? I hold that shit down, nigga. So that lets me know you a broke ass. Ain't shit going with you, bruh. You ain't shit, bruh. You lit, nigga. You ain't shit, bruh. Cause how hard is it to hold down the one that held you down and then take care of the other chick? They ain't nothing to do. Take care of the one you got the baby with, yes. But you also got to take care of the one that held you down. Because otherwise you do the 2 years, nigga. And you must be a bitch ass nigga because you can't hold yourself down in prison, nigga. In jail for 2 years. 2 years, that's it. You can't show no love for the one that held you down. Even though you're not together, it's no need to break that shit softly. It's like, yo, shorty, guess what? While you was locked up, I got me another bitch. And guess what? She pregnant. But guess what? I still held your ass down because I'm a man. That's what I'm supposed to do. That's all that nigga was supposed to do. Hold that shit down. But since he didn't do that, he's a bitch ass nigga. Next.
Hey, man, so I got tears for the woman because, damn, you did 2 years in prison. I mean, you got 3 meals a day, I say that. And you got, shower.
She coming out
hot,
thick.
free
She coming out
education.
thick,
hot
big booty, breasts standing up by themselves looking good.
But, and you lost your apartment? Damn. I will echo what Juice Man said, though. Damn, you a bitch ass nigga. Because I'm going to tell you what I would have did. I would have, gonna let her know straight up, hey, you've been all locked up for 2 years. I'm a man, I got needs. This is a situation. If she take that charge for you, I'm pretty sure you could have finessed her and you could have had both of them hoes.
I'm trying to
So I would.
There you go.
I would have moved back into an apartment, waited for her to get a job, because sometimes it take a minute for you to get a job when you got priors and stuff like that. But once she started getting her paper, I'd be like, hey, let's leave this apartment, move to a house, and let's go and build. Let's go and get this money and go and build or whatever. That's what I would have did, man. I would have had both of them hoes cooking me breakfast butt naked. What about you, C's?
Man, it's tears, but no tears, really. Because it's like, come on. This goes both ways. This goes for men and women. But y'all considering these fucking charges, man, actually think about it. Because it's like, it's only 2 years, man. Nigga, you could have came out and just did that. Be like, she probably would have held you down. Maybe she did. You would have just chopped it up to the game. But still, it's bullshit that you did what you did to now. It's like, it's also the fact that the shit got put on the internet, so now you look like a bitch ass nigga. But man, no tears for the situation.
A broke bitch ass nigga. Nigga, you broke, bitch.
Be careful with taking charges for your significant other. You say you love somebody, they did the crime. do the fucking time. That's bullshit.
Hey, Mr. Memphis, what you got to say about this?
Yo, I would have, if she would have took the charge from me, I would have told her straight up, thank you for taking that charge. And if I ain't want to be with her more, I'd be like, all right, I'm out. And then she would never heard from me again. But if she was my down chick, then I would have held her down. But if she wasn't my down chick, if she was just another chick in the street, then she would took the charge and I would have got ghost. And I'm like, all right, I'm gone. It wouldn't have been no how I'm gonna break the news to her, because I wouldn't ever talk to her again.
Hit the road.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta do something, bro. Like, God,
But just looking at it from outside, it looked like that was his main chick, and this nigga got him went around and got bitch.
What I'm supposed to do now?
Yeah. What you supposed to do? You supposed to tell her the truth. If you still talk to her, I would have told her I could still be your friend. I'll hold you down, but our stuff is over. Our relationship's over. Like, man, I'm on to the next one.
It's over.
Like, but when you get out, if you need some help, I can help you out. But I can't do nothing else for you. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no rest haven.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't
about
like
to be
that.
saving these hoes like that.
Yeah, but you gotta get.
She saved you though. She saved you. She took your charge.
That's what she's supposed to do.
But you took her apartment too, though, nigga.
So what? Now she ain't like she was paying for it. I was paying for it.
Okay, I see where you go. I see where you going.
She might have been one of them chicks that make more money and this nigga just sit at the house and play video games all day.
I see where you going with it. I see.
It just depends. Is he a bitch ass nigga or he was?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. He's a band. You know what I'm saying? But he should have told her the truth.
Paying ass nigga.
And then if she wasn't down with it, because what she gonna do? She locked up. What she gonna do? She gonna get mad? What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Have you
she probably learned something. Orange is the new black.
Seen the movie A Thin Line Between Love and Hate? If you in her apartment, when she get out, she could be like, man, fuck this. I already did 2 years. I'm gonna get myself a gun. I'm gonna shoot this nigga.
Hey, he'd be the dumb one still living there.
Hey, shout out to my nigga, man. Hey,
that's how you know he was broke.
That's what we talking about.
That's how you know he broke.
Like, nigga, you can't get another apartment?
Yeah.
You better fucking move, nigga. Like,
because I would have stayed there rent free until they evicted her, because she locked up. I'd have stacked my money and went and got my own. And then if I could still talk to her, I might not talk to her. But hey, what she gonna do?
Hey, speaking of motherfuckers taking shit. So we all know Adam 22 let his wife Lena the plug.
He didn't let a wife. He didn't let her. That's the problem.
Okay, well, we all know Lena the plug got plugged by Jason Love, the porn star. Now Jason Love did a couple podcasts and did a little shit, the little podcast in the van, and was talking about how he fucked, Adam's wife better than he did. And Adam got on the internet and said, you talking real, what he said, spicy. And would say, you need to be careful and respect myself if you want to be able to walk on the streets in LA. And
I know people.
And you banned from fucking my wife ever again. Before we get started, fucking white people, man, respectfully. ACs.
It might be true, it might not be true.
White people disrespectfully. What the fuck y'all got going on? Alright, so first things first. Nigga, your wife is in the industry. So it's a given thing. You are the one who made it a big thing, a big deal. You got a certain podcast and a certain demographic. You know what motherfuckers is gonna say. The second thing is, nigga, the phrasing is fucking terrible. You said the nigga is blacklisted now. This is a black man. You're gonna have a white dude telling the black man that he's blacklisted now from ever having relations with his wife again. Number one, if you weren't comfortable with it, you shouldn't have let her did it, nigga. Second of all, it's just, it's just out there forever now. So now y'all been married for like a year. Your daughter's gonna grow up and see all this bullshit follow. So it's, man, no tears for your dumb ass, man. Adam 22, you already on the rocks anyway. So nigga, it is what it is. No tears for that dumb shit.
Yeah, I ain't got no tears.
Couldn't have been me.
Yeah, I ain't got no tears for it either, because I just find the whole situation crazy. You know how they say, I think it's Negroes. No, I think it's white folks. Because like, ain't no way. Like, first of all, you messed up in the first place because you married the whore, and then you get mad because your whore was banged the porn star dude, and then what's the porn star dude supposed to say? Like, he seen you working. and you saw him working. You know what you working with. You know what he working with. He said he got more than you. So he said, of course, I banged her better than you did. What he supposed to say? Oh yeah, I. But according to Adam, he said he didn't give it to her like he should have gave it to her. Like I'm like, what is in this man? What in the world is wrong with you guys? Like both of y'all dudes are some hoes. If you ask me, because y'all kissing and telling, and y'all probably all three of y'all probably jacked each other off together after the scene. They said Adam was his cameraman. That's what they say, right?
Yeah, they said Adam was in the corner watching.
Yeah.
Hey, the video I saw, Adam, he said he wasn't there.
Oh my goodness.
So what? So after you probably one that cleaned them up, Adam.
He might have.
You used to clean up, man.
Hey, Juice Man. No tears, no tears.
No tears for this shit because this is how I look at it. The dude, you can dish it, but you can't take it. The same shit you push, the same shit you gotta take in. It's karma, baby. You've been fucking with this chick for a couple years. Y'all been married for a year. But how many bitches have y'all fucked together?
A lot.
A lot. A lot. A lot. So why wasn't you in the scene with him, nigga? That's what I'm thinking.
What?
He was behind the scenes.
Nah, so from what he said, he wasn't there. They did it some other location.
Yeah, he was in there with his butt plug in the corner, and he was the cleanup man.
That shit sounds sad. Like, what profession you in, my dude?
You coach a vulture?
Yeah, what profession you in? Like, bro, you doing porn. Okay, so if you're doing porn, and your porn wife does porn without you, nigga, she's still bringing in the money. Nigga, what the fuck? I don't get it.
Tell him why you mad, son.
And I really, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I seen the video. I don't think the dude fucked the. I don't. If the dude would have had two girls, and it was him, then maybe he would have fucked. But what I seen,
So
it was some bullshit.
I got one question, Adam. So how does it taste now since he cream pied her?
Oof. Oof.
How does it taste? You're sipping on my Jimmy juice.
Oof.
Yeah. That's where we're going. That's what we're going with. It's like, bruh, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. It's like, come on, man.
Verteezy. Tears or no tears?
I ain't got no tears. Y'all pretty much all said it beautifully. Hey, Adam 22, you let another man fuck your wife, man. It is what it is. You a porn star. That's part of the game, bruh. You be fucking these hoes. Your wife wanted to try some BBC. It is what it is, man. Hey, man. Jason Love, good for you, nigga. Good for you, man. He said he making 10 bands a day from that video. If that's true, good for you, Jason Love. Keep doing the white women like the white man did to us for 400 years. Fuck them. Speaking of that, what's wrong with these hoes?
What's wrong with them? Bert, let us know what the fuck is wrong.
I just got one question.
What's up, Rose?
What's wrong with these hoes, man?
That's what I'm trying to figure out now. So, if you've been on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat,
the news,
TikTok,
the local news.
Niggas don't watch the news. But if you've been watching the news, if you're one of them that watch the news, then you probably heard about the Carly Russell situation. From my understanding, she was driving, saw a baby on the side of the road. Someone told me it was a white baby, apparently. And she jumped out the car, and then apparently somebody grabbed her.
It was Toby. She saw Toby.
And had her locked up for a couple of days or whatever. And then now the police searched the phone, did a search engine on it, and she looked up. What was the stuff that she looked up? C's?
So basically, like kidnapping and shit like that. Like, what are the repercussions and charges?
So she kidnapped the white baby?
Nah, she looked up the movie Taken, how to steal money out of register without people knowing. She looked up how old it is. Do you got to get an Amber Alert? How much does it cost? Certain things like that. She looked up
and
on her search history.
And now there's a sense of with the police, reports and investigation and just people common sense that she pretty much faked her kidnapping. For what? I don't know. There's a lot of rumors. I know.
How she faked the kidnapping?
I mean, I'm just telling you what they just telling us, that she faked her kidnapping. She made it this story, and one of the rumors I heard was she was in a hotel with her side dude for a couple of days. I know Rose told me. What was the story you told me?
That she was trying to use that to get back with her boyfriend or something like that, or get with her boyfriend.
She was trying to get her boyfriend pissed off or whatever by acting like she was gone.
Okay.
C's, man. We've been asking this question since men have started fucking hoes. What's wrong with these hoes?
What the fuck is wrong? So this is not that section, but we're gonna do it anyway. Tears for the real victims that actually go through shit like this. So anybody who's been trafficked or actually really been kidnapped, there's a particular group of people, if you follow the story, you know what I'm talking about, that are actually, we'll say they're vulnerable, and a lot of fucked up shit happens to them. She took advantage of that situation and came with a cockamamie. That's a new word for y'all. If y'all
Who called the police? I thought it was the folks, right?
Her folks probably called the police.
All right.
No, she called the police. She was on the phone call with 911. Said I'm on the street. There's no cars, and there's Toby in the middle of the road, and I'm following him. And she's on his phone with 911. So
she called the police.
Yes.
And it's what does it tell you? If you see a child or a person,
she goes to jail.
Or a child or a person on the side of the street.
They pulled the camera. So was there anybody else out there? There was lots of cars driving past.
And then the reports came
lots of cars. She said, I don't see no cars. Just no cars out here.
There was a lot of reports that said there was no child. There never was a child.
Nobody else. That's why the whole story was kind of crazy, man. Because when I first heard it, I was like, this don't make no sense.
Yeah.
And I said, but I ain't gonna say nothing yet.
Till the shit plays out.
Yeah, right? I ain't gonna say nothing yet. But I'm like, the whole story was kind of crazy to me. And I was like, this don't make no sense. And I was like, what's wrong with this hoe?
So it's basically like she took advantage of that situation and said, like, hey, if you see somebody in distress on the side of the road, what does 911 tell you? Do not get out your car. Do not engage. Wait for the police to show up. So let's just say she did get kidnapped, it would have been on her. They would have told her, hey, don't do anything. Just wait. We'll find the baby. We'll find the child. But she took advantage of the situation, made this whole bullshit ass story, watching Lifetime and all these other fucking networks and reading books.
You know what? I look at it like this. She had to do that. Because how long was she gone? Bitch is crazy.
2 days.
2 days. And like one of y'all said, she had a what?
Side dude?
No.
A boyfriend?
She had she must live with this nigga.
I think she lived at home with her parents.
I thought her parents called her.
And this is a college educated graduate.
Bro, I don't give a fuck about that.
So
she book smart, not street smart. Get that shit right.
Oh, she's street smart. She just didn't know how to tie the shit up. She left gaps.
No. Put it like this.
Can't be too smart.
No.
Nah,
she's smart.
She's smart, stupid smart. One of those things.
Okay, put it like this. This is how I look at it. If my girl's gone 2 days and wasn't picking up the phone, yeah. What she did is acceptable because when she comes through the door, guess what the fuck happens? All this shit's outside. And her head's probably busted to the white meat. You see what I'm saying? Like she had it
But she made a whole frenzy though. That's like they put an Amber Alert out for her.
Had to.
She was missing. There was GoFundMe's. The money for the GoFundMe is gone. All the people that donated are not getting their money back.
Yeah.
Because they found out she was a fake, she was a fraud. So it's like, to the people that actually have gone through shit like this, she's making everybody look bad. And she's fucking stupid. It's like, bitch, what is wrong with you? You could have just gone to the fucking Miami for 2 days.
Put it like
or Atlanta for 2 days.
When I heard she was found, and where they found her at, I was like, oh, she should have had a weekend. She was too scared to tell whoever she was with.
Yeah, she made a whole bullshit ass story about some dude kidnapped her. Told her.
Like you said, she's a college graduate. She's not street smart. She can't literally come out and be like, hey, look, I'm about to go hang out with my peoples for the weekend. I see you when I get back. She couldn't do that because why you said she's college smart. She's not street smart.
She's fucking stupid to me, man.
Yeah, so it is what it is.
Verteezy, man, what's wrong with these hoes?
I dated a lot of college girls like that.
Man, either one, she just wanted some attention.
There you go.
Which we know a lot of these hoes They live off her attention.
Mhm.
So she just wanted to see her name in the news and wanted to get people fake worried about her and stuff like
Yeah.
that and all that different stuff. Or two, she was literally getting piped down by her side dude. She didn't know a better way to get excused from the house.
Exactly.
And she wanted to get piped down by a side dude.
That's
and she was
exactly
like,
what
you know
happened.
what? I'll just do this or whatever. And that way you can fuck me in the La Quinta Inn for 2 days straight or whatever and blow my back out. And my boyfriend won't be tripping. If anything, he'll be worried or whatever.
I'm
Mhm.
hoping she had at least enough sense to go to the
And
Holiday Inn at least.
But I don't
At
think.
least.
But
If she went to Holiday Inn Express, then she would have been smarter. She would have been smart then, and she wouldn't have got away with all this. Remember,
Exactly.
I'm not a doctor, but I did stay at Holiday Inn Express last night.
Yeah. So
Shout out, we need our check too.
So I will just say this though. The whole story itself, I feel like it's crazy because there were celebrities saying, hey, we stand with such and such and go help find her. And there was people on TikTok, telling her story and stuff like that. And I just feel like what Rose said, he was saying him and his people was talking about the situation and they felt like it didn't add up. It reminded me of the little situation with the gay dude from Empire.
Oh,
If you
Jussie
want-
Smollett? Yeah.
It reminded me of the situation with the gay dude from Empire.
Smollett.
If you're going to tell a story, please tell one that makes sense. I told Rose yesterday, a white baby?
Toby, yeah, she saw Toby.
You saw a white baby
That's how you know it was
on
Toby.
the side of the road?
Yep.
And now it would have been different. She said, I saw a deer and it was her.
A deer, bruh.
But you said a white baby?
And
That alone lets me know.
And she got kidnapped by
But
two white
what
people.
makes it worse
A white couple.
is nobody else saw anything. Nobody.
There was no cars on the road according to 911 call, but when that video came out, all them cars are just riding past.
And that lets you know something mentally is wrong with this hoe. Because you made a story that don't even make sense to the regular African American in this.
It don't
country.
make sense to fucking
She's a college
nobody.
graduate.
Who the fuck? It don't make sense to anybody.
Because ain't no black person. First of all, I'm too scared to pick up a white baby. I'm afraid I'm gonna go to prison if I'm not pulling over the side. If I see a white baby, the best I'm gonna do, I'm gonna keep driving, and I might think to call and be like, "Hey," but I might not even call because I might be afraid. He might think I put the white baby there.
Yeah, you did, nigga.
So
Like, what you doing there?
the fact that you brave enough to get out of the car to attend to a white baby, and then want to say some people just kidnap you. Come on, bitch! You fell for the old banana in the tailpipe trick. You fell for that. You fell for that, man, bro. Hey, man, what's wrong with these hoes, man?
There's a lot wrong with these hoes, man.
Man, y'all got any more thoughts for this hoe?
Nah, man.
Bruh. They said, who called the police? Her or her parents?
She called 911. She was on the phone with 911
She called 911.
For the
Yeah.
baby. For the baby.
for Toby. She
For
saw
10
Toby.
years. She get it 10 years then.
Yeah.
She probably
Nah, they'll probably give it to her. But she got to do time for this.
professionally, she is fucked. Professionally,
She
she
gotta
ain't
do
getting a
time.
damn job.
She got to do time.
I can
She
tell you that.
Get locked the fuck up, bitch.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we got next up, yo?
Man, so speaking of stories, as someone that loves TV shows and movies, if you've been paying attention, the writers and the actors have went on strike, and they basically want bigger wages, better residuals. They want lunch breaks, and it's a long laundry list of things that they want. I want to keep in mind, this is not for the actors like Robert Downey Jr. and Terrence Howard. These are for the working class actors that you may not necessarily know by name.
Deion Cole?
Technically, maybe someone kind of like him, but people on his level that just ain't getting the checks that he's getting. Also, to keep in mind, a lot of the actors and writers are saying for them to get health insurance, they have to make $26,000 a year from acting or writing. And if they don't make that, they don't get health insurance, basically. And a lot of them are saying that they can't even get health insurance because they don't want to make that annually. And some of these actors and writers have been part of hit TV shows.
Insecure.
I feel like this is some fucking bullshit.
Tell me how you feel then,
Don't
son.
juice, man. We listening.
Go ahead, man.
So you telling me you able to live in Cali and you ain't making $26,000 a year, nigga?
That's a lie.
A lot of them are saying they got second jobs. A lot of them are bartenders and
Baristas.
waitresses.
Work
Okay,
at Starbucks.
you a barista and you writing movies And you ain't got 26,000 a year.
They got 3-4 roommates though, man. It's 4 of them living in the house, all trying to make it in Hollywood.
That's the problem. They trying to make it in Hollywood. That's the problem. What?
C's, what you feeling on it?
Man, for me, so when I look at it, is look at market trends and so it's a lot of stuff in the world that stems to other areas in the economy. Everything has something to do with everything. So you see this writer strike, you're going to see it affect other industries. So watch the news, watch your job, your personal jobs. Yes, you listening right now, look at it. In about 6 months, 5 months, some industries less. This is for the actors that living in Hollywood that moved out, packed their shit in the truck or their car, drove to LA and said, fuck it, we just gonna wing it. The barista, the bartenders, the waitress, all these people.
Nigga, they making $31 at McDonald's, bro.
The fucking camera, and then also we got to think about the cameraman, the makeup artist.
Adam, where you at? Where you at? Your wife on the stage.
These are really the people that are really getting affected by this. This is why they're doing a strike. And we've got people writers that wrote the script for your favorite shows, everybody's favorite shows. Insecure.
Nigga, that's not my favorite show.
I'm just saying, think of your favorite show.
He's talking about the listeners. He's talking to the listeners.
Everybody's favorite.
Because I like cartoons, so my favorite show.
Even your cartoons, trust me, they're gonna be affected. So it's the
Family Guy.
These are the people.
Futurama
Them too. It's the people that. This is why the strike is really effective and why it's necessary and why they want these things to happen. They got issues within the own union, the SAG-AFTRA, that union.
Okay, that makes sense.
They have their own issues because, like Vert said, there's a certain amount of money they have to make per year to even qualify for health care.
So I'm not ready for you unless I get the contract saying I get this.
That ain't how Hollywood works, though.
Bullshit.
That ain't how Hollywood works. So you got to make a certain amount, even qualify with the union.
The problem is the lawyers. The problem is the lawyers.
It's the corporation.
They agents. Because okay, let's say you get 100,000, right?
If I even make 100,000,
let's say you get 100,000.
I'm an actor. I've been on one or two TV shows.
You got to pay your lawyer. They're gonna want 35%.
That's if I have an agent. Most actors that working at the Starbucks down the street, I'm my own agent. I book my own shit. I literally.
Then you don't get a job.
I work.
Then you don't get a job. That's the reason why you make under 26. Let's get this shit right. You got to have your agent. You got to have your lawyer. You got to have your accountant.
They know this, but they know this though.
Yes, you won't make over 26 unless you got a big name.
They know this.
If you're a big name, let's say you get that meal. So really,
but you got to make a break though.
200,000.
You got to make a break.
Then you living in Cali. So yeah, nigga, you won't make it.
You got to make a break though. But honestly though, it's going to affect the bigger industries. And then we got the streaming wars going on. ESPN, Disney. Shout out to A24 with your movies. Love them. Keep doing what you're doing. The European market, y'all making some good shit. All the other industries besides Hollywood, it's going to keep going. You're going to see Netflix, Peacock, and all these Disney.
Put it like this. And then the writers don't pay the person they get the influence from. For instance, okay.
It's not the writers. It's the producers. Producers pay the money.
Look here. It's a fucked up game.
I know me and MGH talk about this kind of topic a lot. Man, I'm gonna say what I always say. I will never side with motherfuckers making billions over motherfuckers trying to make thousands and millions. So when you got the CEO of Disney who made like 100 million last year or whatever, and you got these corporations that produce these TV shows and movies making all this money, I don't never feel like it should be someone making 22,000 in a year, and you got the top dog making $1 billion in a year. Yes, C's.
And then just to add that, Bob Iger, I think he took over. He's the interim. He's not the CEO officially. He's the interim CEO. This motherfucker got like a $12 million bonus or some crazy shit. He talking about selling ESPN. He's making billions of dollars. He came on a stockholders discussion and said, hey, there's going to be some cuts this year. So all your favorite shows, say bye-bye. All these other, it's going to be a lot of independent movies.
I don't watch TV. I don't watch movies.
And that's cool, bro. If you don't watch it, that's
But
cool.
for the people that do,
I have no problem with that. But I will say this though, to try to make the comparison understandable for people listening. If you watch sports, for example, in the NFL and baseball, you have people who may have a $400 million contract, but then the last person on the team may only make like 80,000 for a year. But in basketball though, you may have someone like LeBron James who can only make 50 million this season because his salary is capped. Because what they did in basketball, unlike the other sports, was the star players said we want to cap what we can make, so that 12th man on the team can make $2 million a year, so that everyone can eat. And that's what's happening with this strike. You have the everyday actors, not the actors you know. Like let's get that out of our heads. Not the actors that you know by name, not the actors that you see on your favorite TV show every week. The actor that's a reoccurring character in your favorite TV show. Maybe they're the neighbor.
That's $500 a day.
Maybe they're the barista. Maybe they're the cab driver
or the waitress.
That's $500 a day.
Those people.
I'm one of them. That's what I'm saying.
Cannot
that's
make
$500 a day.
enough money to even live.
No, you can't.
And that's what they're fighting for, because of the contract that Netflix started. Something that these people are saying, where basically the residuals have impacted them to the point where a lot of these actors are getting 7 cents, 23 cents, 75 cents residuals.
Yes, that's how it works.
From hit TV shows.
Mm-hmm.
Hit. So when we say, like, prime example, there was a writer for Insecure. You know,
bro, you know who you
HBO Max.
Bro. Okay, Insecure. Where's filmed at?
Basically,
where's filmed at? Where's filmed at?
L.A.
Okay, I fly to LA right now. I get on the cast. Boom, 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 boom. I get a $500.
If you
check.
even get in the door, though, are you?
No. I come in. I fly in. Boom.
We probably gonna see the back of your head, if that.
I don't deserve to get paid.
But we're talking about the guy, the chick who walks up with your coffee. Hey, would you like anything else? We talking about people like that. Like,
she don't deserve to get paid.
And then we're not just talking about
character.
them. We ain't talking about just them. We're talking about the cameramen, the makeup artists,
and people who do commercials.
People who do commercials.
They get paid
the
on
little
spot.
people who you see every day. They're getting checks for 20 cents,
bro, I'm
30
doing
cents.
It. Bro, I done lived it. I done did it. Yeah, my shit's fucked up right now. And what?
And then you live in LA. You do this shit on the daily.
This
is your actual
where
industry.
I'm living. Where we at right now? Where we at right now?
In the AUG CSRA 706.
Preach. If I want to fly to go work, how much is that? If I want to fly to go work, how much is that? Who's supposed to pay my flight? The company pays for my flight.
No, you pay for your flight.
It ain't gonna work.
That's the industry.
No,
that's Hollywood.
No.
That's Hollywood.
They pay
101.
for my fucking flight.
No, that's Hollywood 101. No,
I pay for my flight.
For this is you pay for your flight. You pay to live in LA. You pay to make your way.
Well, guess what? If I sign the contract to do the work, guess what? That pays for my flight.
And you don't own it. Once you record, you got your little pay. You're done. It's over.
Hey y'all,
I'm going through it right now.
They got something new that they've been talking about too. That they're trying to negotiate
a
contract.
Write a letter.
Where
That's all they got to do. Write a letter.
They used to go to auditions. They no longer do that. Now the actors have to rent out a little area, like a place where people do podcasts and studio sessions, and they have to record themselves doing the lines, and then they send it to the studios.
Right.
And that has basically cut down on the studio basically having to do all that like they used to do. So the studios are saving.
And they don't recognize you.
A lot of them they do it over line. They just send it to they're sending in.
And that's the thing. And some actors don't like that because, of course, if you got less money, you can afford to, like, some of them was breaking down how you can afford to have better lighting and better conditions or whatever versus you in the area where we all are in the same area that you picked versus I had to pay $100 for an hour to be at this spot where traditionally the studio would pay for that. So it's just smaller hidden fees that these billion-dollar corporations have passed on to the working people. And that's why I said at the beginning, and it's going to be the last time I say on it, you would never, regardless of what we're talking about, whether it's entertainment, sports, or just everyday working life, I'm never going to side with billionaires. If people who flip burgers at Burger King say they want to make $15 an hour, I'm going to say, why not? Because the nigga who
they getting 31.
Because the CEO, the
CEO
making 800 a year
in California. They ain't that much.
Hey, Rose, as the biggest star on the podcast, what you think about these stars not getting paid?
If they do the work, they need to get paid. Somebody need to get paid. Somebody need to get less money. But I think they need to get paid. But I really don't care about what they're doing. If they're not getting paid what they need to get getting paid, they need to go do something else. They need to switch their profession. That's how I feel about it. If you ain't getting in where you fit in, you need to switch your profession.
Start making more independent films.
Yeah.
Start making more independent TV shows.
Yeah.
Like Akon said,
Because you said they pay for it, right?
It's enough of y'all where y'all can start your own stuff if you feel like these corporations is not doing what they're supposed to do. C's, I'm gonna give you the last thoughts before we end for the night.
So, like I said before, this is a reflection of the current economy. You're gonna see the streaming wars. Everybody who made a bunch of money during the pandemic, you're gonna see fall, go away, or do budget cuts across the board.
Nigga, I don't watch TV.
Disney Plus, etc. It's gonna go to other industries, but basically, it's gonna be the next 6, 7, 8 months. The rest of the year, you're gonna see a lot more independent films, little short
B movies,
people you never heard of.
B movies.
Because guess what? The strike stops. Nobody's writing. Your favorite show, nobody's writing.
Cool.
So pay these people, the CEOs, take the fucking budget cut now. Eat the shit now so you can make your fucking money back later. And that's it.
Yeah.
Pay the fucking people, man.
Hey, and it was an Airbnb Rakim. Peace.
And we out.
Pay me my money, nigga.
And I'm back quiet.